Hi guys, my name is Carrie Vanderbeck and this is my water cycle lesson plan video. These are my trusty assistants, Kaylee and Haley, and they're going to learn all about the water cycle with us today. So here we go. Good morning guys.
Good morning.
Today for science we're going to be talking about the water cycle. Let's start with some things that you already know. What's something that you already know about the water cycle? Kaylee.
I know that it requires water and sun.
Water and sun.
And the air.
You are exactly right. What about you, Haley?
That's what I was going to say.
That's what you were going to say too. Did you guys see my picture over here?
Mm-hmm.
Does that give you any clues as to what else might be a part of the water cycle? Kaylee?
I forgot.
That's okay. Think about it. Is there one thing on there that wasn't mentioned?
That I know that I don't know how it works, but I do know that it requires it. This is how they make purified water too.
You're right. That's how they distill water too. Okay. So where do you see water on the picture? Haley, can you come point to the water on the picture? Down there. That's right. What does that look like it might be?
Like
There's no wrong answer here. It could be anything. What do you think that looks like? Yep. Ocean. Okay, good. So, and this, what is this guy here?
the sun.
The sun. So what does the sun do to you?
It keeps you hot.
It makes you hot. That's right. What do you think it does to the ocean? To the water in the ocean? Kaylee?
It makes it hot.
It makes it hot. Now, think about what happens to water when it's hot. Have you ever boiled water on the stove?
Yes.
What happens to the water?
It starts bubbling.
Starts bubbling. Does anything else happen?
Steam
Steam starts to come up. So, do you think there's water in that steam? Have you ever touched it and felt it get wet on your hand?
That's water just coming up from it because it's really hot and it wants to tell the surrounding it's hot.
Yes. So when the water comes up, there's a word for that. Do you know what the word is? What that word is?
Evaporation.
Evaporation. Wow. Yes, it is evaporation. So this ocean water here is getting warmer and warmer and warmer, and then the water starts to evaporate. And what is it turning into? Is it still a liquid?
It's like fog.
It's like fog.
It is a liquid, but it's just a different feeling of liquid. Like, it's just steaming up. It's just like if something's cold and something hot, and the hot just zooms into the cold and wants the cold to be hot.
So think about this. If you are outside in a swimming pool, can you breathe if you're underwater?
No.
No, because you can't breathe water, right? But if you are standing out here at the beach and it's all humid and sticky with all that evaporation, can you breathe?
Yeah.
So
It's
is it
not.
water or is it air?
It's air. It's air and water.
So it's actually what we call a gas. Right there in that stage, okay? So it's evaporating, and then where do you think it ends up in the sky? When you look up at the sky during the day, what do you see?
I see clouds, and I know that it goes through stages like the water, and it goes up in the sky somewhere, but I don't know the order.
Okay.
I know it starts with the water.
Okay, so it starts with, you're saying it starts down here with water. That's step one. And it comes up here to the sky. That's step two. And what does it do once it's in the sky? What does it turn into? Haley.
A cloud.
A cloud. It does. It turns into a cloud. So right here we have a white puffy cloud. You know how you said it looked like fog when it comes up? That's what fog is. It's a cloud that's really low to the ground. It's cool, right? So once it's in a cloud, something else happens to it. What happens to it when it's in the cloud?
The cloud, like, it creates water, and it goes down.
It creates water and it goes down. Can you come draw that for me? What do we call it when the water comes down?
Rain.
Rain. Do you like rain? Rain's my favorite. Yeah, draw some raindrops. Excellent. Those are excellent raindrops. So we have water down here, and it evaporated and turned into a
Cloud.
gas or a
Gas.
cloud, yeah. And well, when it turned into a cloud, then it turned into water again, and it came down. You know what that's called? When it turns into water again, it comes down. It's a big word. Think about when you have an ice cold drink, and you're sitting outside. And so the water cycle is kind of happening with your cup, right? Because the fluid will start to heat up and then it can turn into a gas and eventually come back down. But it doesn't because you drink it too fast, right? So while it's really cold and it's hot outside, what happens to the outside of the cup?
It gets like humid.
It gets wet, right?
Yeah.
Do you know what that's called? Kaylee.
Sweating.
It's
Like
sweating, that's what we call it, don't we? But it has a scientific name. Do you know what that scientific name is? It's called condensation. Can you guys say it? Say condensation.
Condensation.
So the water evaporates and then it condenses and it comes down in rain and then it goes around and around and around, right? So Kaylee said she didn't really know where it started. It doesn't really start, does it? So you have water and then that goes to a gas and then that condenses and goes back to water. So it kind of ends up in like a big circle, doesn't it?
So it can really start anywhere.
It can really start anywhere. So what we're going to do today is we're going to make a little miniature water cycle bag. And it's going to take a little while to watch it happen. It won't happen immediately, but this is our experiment. And since you don't live here, Haley, you can take it home with you and you can watch it at home, okay? So you each need a bag. One bag. One bag. And you each need a handful of cotton balls. You may not need quite that many, but that's fine. We have plenty of cotton balls. I forgot to get a bag for me, but I have one. Ta-da! Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is, da-da-da, I'm going to put my cotton balls in the bag. You can loosen them up. You can put them in there in a big handful. It really doesn't matter. Whatever you want. Express yourself as you'd like. Okay, so we have the bag. What do you think the bag represents in our water cycle? Or in our picture, not necessarily in the water cycle? It's kind of a trick question. The bag is the whole board here. The bag is the picture, okay? So what do you think the cotton balls are? Are they wet?
Oh, the cotton balls are the clouds.
Are they wet though?
It's the sun.
Are they hot?
No.
It's kind of another trick question. They're going to be our dry land over here. They're going to absorb the water that we put into it. And because I thought it would be a little bit easier, we're going to walk over to the sink and put some water in our bags. You don't want to flood your bag, but you want it to have enough water where all the cotton balls are wet and there's some extra water down here in the bottom, okay? So I'm going to go get some water so you guys can see how much to get.
1, 2, 3, 6. I'm gonna get 2.
See, that's pretty good. Show it to the camera. Yay! Okay, so you have cotton balls, you have water. That's it. So you're going to take care of your bag over there. You're going to put some water in it. If you put too much, you can always just dump a little bit out. This is a no sweat kind of deal. Okay?
Do you think I need more?
I think that's perfect.
Okay.
You're just going to head back over this way.
Very heavy.
Okay, so what do you think the water in the bag represents? You have your land. We don't really have a sun in the bag, do we? What would happen if we put a sun in the bag?
Was this good?
It would
be like putting it on the stove, right? What happens
Yeah.
if you put a plastic bag on the stove? It'll melt. So we can't really put a sun in our water cycle. So what do you think it is? Do you think the water down in the bottom, see how it's a liquid? Do you think it's a cloud or the water down here? What do you think?
The water.
The ocean. So we have our ocean, we have our land, and we have our atmosphere, which is all this open stuff up here. So I have this bad habit when I close a bag, I'll try to push all the air out because that saves food when you do it. We don't want to do that. Sorry for my dogs barking. We don't want to do that in this case. We want the air because it will help this happen. So you're going to blow it up, but you don't want to push any air out either. So you're going to seal it up really, really good. You don't want any air or water vapor or anything to get out of this bag. You want it all to stay in there contained, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to hang it up here on the door. Why do you think I'm going to hang it on the door? Come on, we'll hang it. What are you thinking? What's outside that we might want? It's not outside right now, is it? Look in the picture. What was something that I said we were missing that we didn't have because the sun? All right. Hope these suckers stay up here for me. We don't want them to hit the floor, do we? All right. Now, we can't see anything happening yet, right? Because we just put them up there. And the water cycle takes too long to see it in just a second. But what do you guys think is going to happen? Kaylee.
I think the water will do the same thing that the board does, and it will like kind of make it unclear. Like it won't make the bag clear; it will make it all steamy.
Like steamy inside? What do you think, Haley?
The gas. Like
It's going to evaporate, make a gas in there? It's cool in here, though, and it's hot outside. Do you think that'll have any effect on it? How do you think we're going to get any rain in the bag?
It'll make rain.
How will it make rain?
It evaporates.
It evaporates, and then what was that big word that we said happens on the outside of your cup when you're outside? Condensation.
condensation.
So it'll evaporate in there and make a steamy cloud, and then as it cools off in here, it'll get condensation around the outside. And the cool thing is, you actually get to control the rain. Because if you walk over and you see the water sticking to the sides, you can go tap, 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 and it'll rain. Cool, right? All right, so now it's pop quiz time. So you're going to turn your paper over, and I want to see if you remember the parts of the water cycle. So you have numbers 1 through 5 right here, and you're going to fill it out. You're going to write your numbers on there where you think 1 is, where you think 2 is, 3 is.
Will we like make a line or just?
I would just draw the number, but whatever you think. As long as I can tell what you're trying to say, no sweat. If you get stuck, let me know, or you guys can work together as a pair. Thank you for watching my video.